Hey Virgo, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you guys with your mid-December 2021 tarot reading. As always, readings here are general, so if they resonate, that's awesome. And if not, it's not your message. And if you want to check out my official social medias, you're more than welcome to. All that information is going to be linked down in the description below. So Virgo, let's go ahead and jump on into this. We're going to take a look here and see what's going on for mid-December. Starting out with the current energies for Virgo. What current energies do we got coming in here for Team Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-December 2021. What current energies are coming in here for Team Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-December 2021. Let's go ahead and have a look. We got here a Nine of Pentacles, we got here the Judgment, and lastly, we got here a Queen of Swords. So, coming into the mid-month so far for Virgos, Nine of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Swords. So Nine of Pentacles right now is a very clear and to the point card. I think that's the energy that's representing, I'm on my own, and I kind of want to be on my own. I want to be single, okay? Nine of Pentacles is representing that you're liking your independence, you're doing your thing, but at the same time too though, the way that it's kind of depicted in this card within this tarot deck, by the way, for those of you wondering, this tarot deck is the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot, if you guys want to give it a pickup, but the way that this card is kind of depicted in this tarot deck is this girl over here kind of looks a little bit lonely. Like her best friend over here is a squirrel, you know, she's holding a squirrel in her hand, there's another squirrel that's in the background in the fountain. So even though like you're single and it's by choice, there is that aspect too of loneliness. I never see that with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is usually like, I'm happy to be me. I'm happy to be about my own. I'm happy to be single. I'm confident. I'm doing good. But this woman over here, that's kind of like best friends with this squirrel, she almost looks kind of lonely. She almost looks kind of upset that she's on her own. Now, we also have here the Judgment and the Queen of Swords. So the Judgment is a choice, you know? So that's why I said single by choice. Because I feel like the Judgment is like, that's my judgment call. That's my final decision. By choice, I'm choosing to remain on my own. Queen of Swords, you know, I'm in that mentality right now where I'm not letting anybody or anything in because I don't really want anybody or anything to come on in. So you're keeping yourself unavailable, okay, to anybody. You are not on the table, you are not on the market right now, Virgo. You are basically unavailable. Let's go ahead and clarify. What about this Nine of Pentacles? Tell me about this Nine of Pentacles for Virgo. Moving throughout mid-December, tell me about this Nine of Pentacles for Virgo. And we got here the Six of Wands. You know, there is this level of wanting to be on your own so that you could find your own success. I mean, you feel like by being on my own, that eliminates distractions. You know, love could be a distraction is something that you're saying here. You're like, love could be a distraction in my life. I feel like it honestly can kind of push me away from the other kinds of goals and aspirations that I got going on for myself. So I don't want to be distracted. Let's clarify here the Queen of Swords. Why do we got a Queen of Swords here for Virgo? And we got here the Ten of Cups. It's interesting because it's like I could find emotional fulfillment in other things than romantic relationships. Like my Ten of Cups doesn't have to be marriage, it doesn't have to be kids. My Ten of Cups very well likely could be me being super happy with my job, super happy with the life that I'm creating for myself. So you're looking at this in the aspect of, I don't want to base my life all off of love and all off of marriage and all off of kids. You know, I want to base my life depending on the mark I make on it, the mark that I make on my own life, the work that I do, the personal transformations that I go through. I want my life to be emotionally fulfilling because I worked for that for myself, okay? I don't want it to come from another outside source, from a relationship, from a marriage. I don't want all that. I mean, maybe at some point, if I meet the right person and I settle down, I would love a marriage and children, but I don't want my life and my happiness and my soul happiness to be defined of that, you know? I don't want my happiness to be defined from marriage and children. I want it to be defined from myself because I built that for me in my own life, okay? So I see where you're coming from, Virgo. Let's go ahead over here and take a look and see what you'll be dealing with throughout mid-December. What is Virgo going to be dealing with here throughout mid-December 2021? Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We have here the Page of Swords. We also got here the Three of Pentacles. We got here the Four of Pentacles. And then lastly, we have here the Three of Swords. So I could definitely see why you're unavailable right now. I mean, we did have the Three of Swords come out. You know, typically an energy of heartbreak, typically an energy of I've been hurt before. And with the Four of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles, it's like it took you kind of a while to recover. So with the energies that you're dealing with in mid-December, I definitely feel like there is still a little bit of trauma, still a little bit of heartbreak from a situation that happened in your past that does make you very apprehensive of wanting to move forward and be with somebody and have a romantic partnership. You know, I think a long time ago, what happened in your relationship is you placed a very heavy significance on love, and you really were kind of, not to say that you were like relying on love from that other person, but getting love and being loved from somebody else became a very big, important role for you. And when this person no longer provided that for you, you kind of realized how significant that relationship was, but also like how much of a pedestal you put that person on. I think a lot of you guys recognize like the reason why I got heartbroken so bad is because I really did put the person I loved on a pedestal. You know, I made that my number one priority in life. I made that relationship my number one priority in life instead of other things, such as my career, such as my mental health, such as my personal things that I want to do. So I think a lot of you guys realize that in your past, you put love on a pedestal, and due to that, it hurt 10 times worse when a breakup did occur, you know? So I think that what you realized is you don't want love to be the number one priority of your life. You want the number one priority of your life to be happiness, to be your happiness, Virgo. And I think that's incredibly important because the way that I view relationships is that it's not two people giving 50-50. I view a relationship as it's two souls who are already whole and complete within themselves, and they come together, they add love in one another's lives, and they complement one another. You know, I think it's very important to realize that it's okay to accept love, it's okay to give love, but you must love thyself, right? If your love is only being validated from another person loving you, that right then and there is not going to be true fulfillment. So I think a true relationship is when two people love each other, right? They love themselves already. They're whole and complete within themselves already, meaning that they don't need any sort of codependency. They don't need that validation. They already love themselves. They're whole and complete within themselves. They come together. They add happiness, value, complement one another. They add things into each other's lives, but they don't make up each other's lives. You see what I'm saying, Virgo? So that's the way that I define a true and real relationship. And I think that in your past, you know, it wasn't necessarily like that because there was somebody here you really cared about. You probably thought of marrying them. You probably thought of having a future with them. And when it didn't work out, it was like, fuck, that was really what I prioritized, and it didn't work in my favor. So it hurt a lot more. So taking a look at the energies you're dealing with here, I think that a part of you is still recuperating from that. You know, you're still healing from that situation. That's why you're pretty hesitant to want to open yourself up romantically to anybody right now. But with the Page of Swords, it's not like you don't have your eyes open too. Because like Virgo, you're single by choice, but like if the right person comes around, you'll give them a chance. It's just the difference this time is that you may give somebody a chance, but you sure as hell are not going to be putting them on a pedestal. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's go ahead over here and see where things are going to be going for Virgos. Where are things going for Virgos throughout mid-December 2021? Where are things going here for Virgo? And we got here the Hangman card. Moving forward from that, we got here the Eight of Wands, we got here the Knight of Swords, and we got here the Temperance. So, the Hangman to the Eight of Wands. Yeah, you're getting out of a stagnant energy. That's where things are going for you, okay? I mean, you learned that lesson a long time ago. Not even about just putting love on a pedestal, but about putting anybody on a pedestal, you know? Virgo, you came to that realization a long time ago that I am the priority. Other people aren't, you know, unless it's your children, then those are your priority, you know? So you realized a while ago, it's like, I'm the priority, other people aren't, and I can prioritize them, but like, they cannot be the top of my list. Like, I can't put somebody on a pedestal. So with that being said, you've really broken free from that type of energy. I feel like the Hangman card here is you coming to that realization, because the Hangman card can symbolize enlightenment in the tarot, and what you become enlightened to is that you are the only person that's going to make yourself happy. You are the only person that's going to make yourself feel whole and complete. So because you became aware to that, you know, it's helped a lot. It's really helped you move forward from this traumatic experience with a past person. You know, it's helped you move forward from this heartbreak with a past person because you now know what not to do the next time you enter a relationship. You now know how to do it in a more healthy manner, right? And with the King of Swords here, with the Knight of Swords here to the Temperance, you're in that position of where you're healing, but also where you can just move forward. Like, you can move on from this. I feel like you are moving on from this, actually, in the mid-month of December. I feel like the heartbreak you've endured from that past connection we were briefly talking about is honestly not really going to affect you moving into the rest of mid-December. I think you're truly getting over that now as your perspective is changing. It's like, I don't need validation from other people. You know, it's nice to receive love from other people, but that doesn't need to be my source of happiness. You know, my source of happiness needs to be supplied by me. My source of happiness needs to come from me. The feeling of being whole and complete, that's got to be on me. It can't be on other people. So because you have finally, you know, kind of changed into that perspective, you're in a much more better place, and you know what to do moving forward the next time you encounter somebody romantically, right? So as far as what I'm getting so far for this mid-month reading, Virgo, I think it's kind of just this energy of like, I'm single right now, and I'm doing it by choice because I need to. Okay? I need to be single. I need to be on my own. I still need to heal from this past relationship that affected me and that hurt me. But I also need to keep on reminding myself that if anybody's going to make me happy, it's me. So I'm getting ready to put in the work. You know, I'm rolling up the sleeves over here, and I'm getting ready to put in the work here in mid-December to love myself, to appreciate myself, to be whole and complete within me, to be that independent person. That's what I'm really working on. And when I say to be that independent person, don't think that I'm calling you guys codependent or saying anything negative towards you, because I'm not. I'm saying more so as you're claiming your independency more and more than you already did, you're enjoying that feeling of being able to love yourself, supporting yourself, being happy for you, finding happiness within yourself. You know, you're really starting to enjoy these feelings, and the more and more you're realizing, shit, I'm never putting another person on a pedestal ever again. So Virgo, it's looking pretty good for you. You know, you really broke free here, and I think that this is going to provide a lot of clarity for you in mid-December. That's going to let you let go of this heartbreak that affected you so deeply. You know, it's going to be teaching you a lot about future relationships that you may form, and I think that it's just good information and knowledge to carry with you moving forward, okay? All right, Virgo, let's have a look here and see if there are any dire or important messages coming in from your guides. Be mindful in this portion of the reading. It doesn't have to resonate to anything we talked about. This could be any random messages that come through from your guides. So whatever your guides want you to hear for the mid-month is what you guys are going to hear. So let's see what dire or important messages are coming in here from Virgo Spirit Guides. What do Virgo Spirit Guides want them to hear? We got here the Three of Cups, we got here the Four of Cups, we got here the World, and we got here the Five of Pentacles. Virgo, at the end of the day, Three of Cups here to the Four of Cups, you know, situations in life can turn from happy to non-existent in the matter of a split second, you know? For example, with your past relationship with the person you were dealing with, there were really a lot of happy moments, I'm sure. Things were going great, but then what happened in a split second? There was a breakup that happened, right? So your guides are trying to remind you, like, yes, situations can change in a matter of a second, but that does not necessarily mean that once you lose something that made you happy, you'll never be happy again. It does not necessarily mean that the moment that something goes wrong, it wasn't for the right reasons. I think the universe is trying to say to you here right now, your guides are trying to say to you here right now, is that even though circumstances in your life may change, people may come and go, you know, the number one person that's going to make you happy in life is ideally going to be you. And it can suck losing people. I'm not telling you that breakups don't suck. I'm not telling you that breakups don't hurt. But what I am saying is that when they do happen, most of the time, it's just the universe over here making room for somebody better to come into your life. You know, the way that I view a breakup is a blessing in disguise, because you're not meant to be with that person anymore because they're not in alignment with you anymore, which must mean somebody else is better fit and better suited to align with you. So anytime people kind of exit our lives, it's only for the fact that you're making room here for someone new to come on in, okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. I think your guides are trying to remind you, like, guys, don't worry about things that come and go from your life. Just accept that and allow yourself to say, all right, universe, what's coming next? Because anytime one door closes, another door immediately opens for you. All right, so that was the message that was coming in from your guides. It was basically trying to say, you know, things can change in a matter of moments. Circumstances can change in a split second. You know, something that made you happy could disappear, right? But remember that anytime something from your life walks out, that's only so that space can be made for something new to walk on in. With the World card to the Five of Pentacles, don't look at losses that happen in your life as, you know, the universe is against you or bad things are happening to you. Look at it as God making room for better things to come on in. Okay? All right, Virgo, let's go ahead and jump to the outcome here for you guys for mid-December. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-December 2021. What is going to be the overall outcome? And what do we got? We got here the Two of Cups. You feel connected again. I like that, Virgo. I like it a lot. Because the Two of Cups, I know that in the tarot deck it could talk about a soulmate or a relationship, but I think what this relationship is particularly talking about is the relationship with yourself. It is going to be so wonderful when you see how deeply you're going to connect with yourself in this mid-month mark. You're going to connect with yourself on such a high level to where you're happy. And remember how I said in the beginning of the tarot reading that you're single, but you're single by choice? You're single by choice because you wanted to connect with yourself on more of a deeper level, and you're gonna get that from this experience in mid-December. You're gonna get that experience of connecting with yourself on a whole nother level you haven't experienced before. You're gonna love yourself, you're gonna appreciate yourself, you're gonna find ways that make you happy, you're gonna figure out how to become whole and complete within you. And moving forward, that's really going to help you out when it comes towards finding other types of romantic partners, because you know not to put them on a pedestal anymore, and you know that when you're going into a relationship, it is, I put in 100, you put in 100, and we complement each other and we enjoy each other. But at the same time, we still got to take care of ourselves, you know? So I think that Two of Cups is just basically saying, as for the outcome here, Virgo, you feel more connected with yourself than you have for such a long time. You know, you're happy that you had this experience of saying, I'm going to be single by choice, because it opened up your eyes to a lot about you. You've learned a lot about yourself, and that is going to be really great information to carry with you into the future, you know? So Virgo, it's a pretty positive reading here. You know, you're gaining clarity to help get you to move on from a past situation that was very hard to endure. You know, you're getting that clarity that's going to help you move forward and apply a better mindset moving into different types of relationships. You know, you're done putting other people on pedestals. You're recognizing what needs to be your priorities this month. You are building a much deeper connection with yourself, a deeper connection than you've experienced for a long time. You know, this is like the deepest connection you've experienced with yourself for quite a long time, so it's going to be really, really good for you. You're definitely going to be into that energy where you're learning how to be whole and complete within you, and you're definitely loving and appreciating yourself a lot more. And on top of that as well, I do want to touch base on one more thing. When I clarified the Nine of Pentacles in the beginning, what was clarified by it was the Six of Wands. And essentially the Six of Wands is like, by being single by choice, this is going to be successful for me. And I want you to know, Virgo, it is going to be a success here for mid-December. This was a success for you. You have connected with yourself more deeply. You have figured out your priority list. You have gotten to a point where you've moved past some sort of deep heartbreak, and you're overall in a much better mood than you were, or not even mood, you have a much better attitude towards relationships in the future when those opportunities do arise than you did previously. Because when you were in a heartbroken place, you were like, fuck love, I don't ever want that shit in my life again. But now you're realizing, yeah, you know, I'm down for that. I'm down for it with the right person, but that's not the overall importance of my life. The overall importance of my life isn't to be married and have children. That's not the thing I need to throw on a pedestal. What I need to do, the overall importance of my life, is making sure I'm happy and I'm living life in the way that I want to, and that I'm doing everything I need to have a fulfilling life. I'm living it on my own terms. That's the important thing, you know? When you're living your best life, the side effect is having the best lover, having the best family, having the best friends, right? So when you're doing everything in your power to live your best life, everything that suits that best life will manifest for you, including a great family and a great supporting husband or wife and amazing children or whatever you want, you know? So just keep that in mind, okay? All right, Virgo, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please do enjoy the rest of your December 2021, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, Virgos, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.